ABC 12 News at 5.
Former Governor Rick Snyder appearing in a Genesee County courtroom today on charges connected to Flint's water crisis.
Snyder is facing 2 misdemeanor charges of willful neglect of duty. He is accused of failing to protect the health and safety of the Flint community.
And today his attorneys asked the court to dismiss the case against him, calling it fatally flawed. The court also held a hearing for former City of Flint employee Howard Croft, who's facing the same 2 charges.
Ann Perrette joining us now live. She listened into the hearing. Ann?
Today's pretrial hearing happened virtually with the court still closed because of the ongoing pandemic. Everyone appeared by video. The hearing lasted about an hour and a half with defense attorneys and the AG's attorneys meeting privately for about an hour of that time to discuss, among other things, how to move these cases forward. Former Governor Rick Snyder appeared by video Tuesday morning. He never said a word, letting his defense team do the talking for him. Attorney Brian Lennon took the lead. He wants the case dismissed.
The indictment is fatally flawed because it's charged Governor Snyder with crimes allegedly that occurred in Genesee County. These crimes, which are both false but fatally flawed because they charged it in the wrong venue. At all times during the indictment, Governor Snyder was at his office in the Romney building in downtown Lansing.
Attorney Lennon says he plans to file a motion for dismissal, but wanted to give the Flint water investigation team an opportunity to take action on their own.
To recognize this mistake and voluntarily dismiss the indictment against Governor Snyder.
The defense team also brought up the issue of obtaining the evidence, something Howard Croft's team wanted to talk over with the AG's office too. The Solicitor General shared last week her team executed search warrants on over 600 electronic devices and has more than 20 million documents. One document could have thousands of pages in it.
We're working together to get things moving as fast as possible in a case that undoubtedly is going to have just a massive amount of discovery in it going forward.
And in the grand jury process, which is secretive, the defense teams have just 14 days to request by motion the entire record and transcripts of witness testimony taken in front of the grand juror that led to the charges. The chief judge then has to order it all be delivered to him. Then he looks at the record to determine which parts of it show guilt or innocence. He then certifies that and then gives a copy to both the defense and the AG's office. Now, with this in mind, the judge has given them a full month. The next hearing is scheduled for February 23rd. And it's important to note that typically misdemeanor cases do not go to trial, but Croft's team has already asked for a trial. Again, former Governor Rick Snyder's team is asking for a dismissal. Live in Flint tonight, I'm Ann Perrette, ABC 12 News.
And thank you. Coming up tonight at 6 o'clock, the former governor's defense team detailed a list of concerns with the investigation, and our Ann Perrette will be back to share why Snyder's team is questioning the integrity of this case, the proof his attorneys say they have, and how the Attorney General's office is responding tonight.
But it's not just Snyder and Croft charged in this go-around. Let's recap who else is accused. Rick Snyder's former advisor, Richard Baird, facing perjury, misconduct in office, obstruction, and extortion charges. Nancy Peeler, a former MDHHS manager, is accused of misconduct and willful neglect. Gerald Ambrose and Darnell Early, both former emergency managers for Flint, are also facing misconduct charges. Nick Lyon, the former MDHHS director, is accused of involuntary manslaughter and willful neglect. Jared Agan, the governor's former chief of staff, charged with perjury. And Eden Wells, the state's former chief medical executive, charged with involuntary manslaughter, misconduct, and willful neglect of duty.